If you guys missed the Fortnite drama over the past few days, I broke it down on this channel already. If you guys want the initial context on the $100,000 Fortnite tournament brought to us by Boom TV, which featured a lot of OG duos from the Fortnite space with OG Fortnite back. It's a great throwback tournament with a lot of huge names. And well, when I first covered this, it was mainly creators. And then when you look at the duo list, there was not just a lot of creator duos, there was a lot of heavy hitting pro player duos that were, well, very, very good. It was quickly on in this tournament underway where you realize, okay, these creators can't really keep up with the pros, and the pro players were very much dominating the whole competition. And so we talked about how Courage, who was in there, Muselk, who was in there, SypherPK, who was also in there on the creator side, were kind of complaining because what they had been originally pitched was more of a throwback skirmish, kind of a friendlier tournament, although there is money on the line. It wasn't what they were initially presented by Boom TV as kind of being maybe a more nonchalant tournament with money on the line as compared to jumping into a scrim with former FNCS champions, you know? So I think right away I can understand both sides. There's money on the line. Pro players are going to try hard. And then the creators were told, hey, it's going to be lackadaisical, maybe not too competitive. And that's not what they got, you know?
Suna, what happened with the tourney? What happened is that a bunch of content creators got invited and were told this was going to be like an OG throwback, you know, summer skirmish vibe. But what happened instead was that all the content creators got finessed because we invited content creators to be our teammates. And then they also happened to invite a bunch of pros that invited other pros to be their teammates. And as a result, you have like FNCS pro duos teamed up with nothing like an invitational like this would have, like if there was pros in it, they would have at least had like some sort of rule where it's like one pro, one content creator max. But no one, that a rule like that didn't even exist because the whole tournament was supposed to be just the way it was told, the way, like, think about it like this. Why do you think Dr. Disrespect is playing in this? Why do you think Summit's playing in this? Aiden, Courage JD. We were all told, like this, Dr. Lupo as well. They're not competitive players. They're not even competitive zero build players, but we were all told that this was going to be like a throwback which was not going to be super sweaty. Not going to be pros stacked on top of pros.
And so the other day I shared them one side of like, I didn't really mind it. You know, they actually ended the whole tournament by a lot of the lobby agreeing to wear banana peels and then maybe target some of the pro player duos. It is what it is. I didn't really look at it as too serious until I watched back a lot of the players and streamers who maybe did not have a great time being invited to a $100,000 event, which they had like no chance to really win in. And it kind of wasted their time. I want to be a bit more lenient and understand where they're coming from too. One of them being Poach, a former player himself, who is maybe not so happy with the way that this tournament was originally presented and how it ended up being.
Wow. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry the luck thing. We actually got fucked, bro.
Yeah, it's fine. I haven't played it in years. Good time.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
Yeah, later. Chat. I really don't know. We tried our best. It sucks too because it felt like when we actually got into fights that we were like playing well together, and I was hoping this like actually was like, yeah, I mean the organizers just kind of, I mean, it just sucks there's like a lot of money on the line and then it just kind of gets griefed like this. I get why they're doing it, but it's just like you need to host tournaments specifically for OGs and content creators or not. Because, you know, this is what happens when you don't. This is honestly a lot worse than I expected what was going to happen. Like, they actually just wasn't meant how it was explained. Well, like, when I was first presented it, because I got sent the initial invite list, it was just all basically original content creators or pros from, like, 2018. So that's why I was invited, right? Like, you can call me a content creator, but I was one of the first signed pros in the game. So, like, I think I'd be considered, like, a non-content creator, which I think is fine because most of those people from 2018 have not played the game, right? Like all the pros from my time like is pretty much quit. There's like barely anyone left, if any. I actually don't know if there is any. That was what was originally pitched, and then it was like, oh, it can be one OG and then one non-OG, But then it just became like they just let anyone in. Pretty much, if you had like you were a good pro or had a good following, you pretty much just got let in. And there's a bunch of pro duos, like current pro duos, who literally didn't even play the game when this map was a thing. Like that's the level of like how recent. It's whatever. It was just for fun. I wasn't expecting to do super well, but like it just sucks that we had really bad luck with like loot like that. Like all of no build is based around bunkers. In 5 games in a row, we didn't loot a single bunker on an uncon POI, which is kind of unheard of. And then the one game we get 4 bunkers, we have good loot, we get just griefed and teamed on. Just it's a little unfortunate. I wanted to actually see what like a real end game felt like when we actually had like bunkers to do so. Yeah, I think the only thing to really to blame here is the organizers. I think it's just like you can't have a mix of this, unfortunately. And I mean, it's awesome for Boom TV to put this on and stuff like that, but you can't like it can't really be considered a tournament with money if like everyone's just breaking the rules. I mean, it's like it's not like anybody's gonna be like banned for competing or anything, you know? Yeah, I just think there's so much prize money that this shouldn't like happen, or this shouldn't be allowed. Like this map should like it should, yeah, I don't know. There's not much integrity with the organizer, unfortunately. They just like allowed it to happen. As if anyone knows who has followed Fortnite from the beginning, it's never been about integrity. It's about viewership. And I'll tell you what, all the content creators' YouTube videos on this are gonna get a lot of views, and all the content creators' YouTube videos are gonna say Boom TV hosted the tournament. So would they like integrity in the tournaments, or would they like the publicity?
To which to that, I agree, and I feel for him. You got to remember, he spent hours of his day with no chance at actually winning any money, and seeing a 100K tournament just be griefed and disrespected. And if he was misled, I got to understand where he's coming from. I still come from the angle of like, it was fun to watch by the end of it, but it wasn't competitive throughout it. So I think he's also kind of knocking that of like, if you wanted a competitive 100K tournament, you could have gone about this a more responsible way, which I think I would also agree with him there. So at the end of the day, hopefully Boom TV is a learning lesson. Hopefully creators and pros out there, it's a learning lesson. We see this across so many games out there where people don't understand what a pro player is versus a creator, and how those two are going to butt heads if they're, you know, playing against each other, and how you can evenly disperse teams. Every game has struggled with this, and hopefully everyone learns from it. I'm still happy though. Hope you guys are too. Drink up coffee and water, and we'll see you back here next time. Take care.
Come on, Loot Lake, move. We're getting shot, go, drive tomato, go. Tomato. Go ahead, floss, everybody.
Need to see some movement.
Let me see some movement.
That was Booga.
There we go, Booga's dead. Shut that music off.